Here's where Mehdi Hasan, a progressive journalist, destroys Mick Mulvaney, former attorney and member of the U.S. House of Representatives.
Can I just ask, what did Kamala Harris do? You obviously disagree with her politically. She's a Democrat, you're a Republican. Yeah. But what did she do that was worse than lighting the fuse of an insurrection?
If you ask any Trump supporters, they will say that didn't believe that Joe Biden won the 2020 election. Here's a graph from Data for Progress. .org shows 66% of Trump believed the election was stolen. If you have any evidence, prove me wrong. Ike Trump and his team couldn't. Kash Patel, the current FBI director, during his confirmation hearing in 2025, as you can see, he would not answer the question directly, even asked multiple times.
The 2020 election. What's hard about that?
Senator, as I've said before, that President Biden was certified and sworn in, and he was the president. I don't know how else to say it.
Well, the other way to say it is he won.
He was the president.
The other way to say it is he won. I can say Trump won. I didn't vote for him. But he won. You understand what I'm asking you. Can you say the words, Joe Biden won the 2020 election?
Joe Biden was the president of the United States.
You understand this. There's a difference. I can say the words, Donald Trump won. I don't like to say it, but I must say it. And you cannot say that Joe Biden won the election.
What I can say is the same for both of them, Senator. Both of their elections were certified, and they are both.
Yes, I would prefer people to be smart and not dumb.
And yet tonight you've told the audience that Donald Trump was dumb on 2 occasions. He listened to a My Pillow guy, and he listened to an unnamed aide who gave him a clearly doctored image.
My difficulty with the Trump decision-making was allowing those people to be advisors to the president in the first place.
Okay, let me bring in Greg. Greg Swenson, do you believe that Donald Trump won the 2020 election?
I'm really not sure, but I think what's important here is one of the reasons he won in 2024 is because of the pressure from the press, pressure from critics, not only calling the fascist and a racist, but also they start accusing you. How could you vote for a guy who's a misogynist, even though he's not? It's one of the reasons he won, is that the people, got a little bit offended by this sort of judgment and this virtue signaling from his critics when he's done a lot of things really well. No one's perfect, but he's doing so much good for the people that voted for him, especially the working class people in America.
I apologize, Greg, I didn't introduce you to the audience. Greg is the chairman of Republicans Overseas UK, which is why I asked you about Trump and the election. Christina Greer is here, Associate Professor of Political Science at Fordham University, been waiting very patiently. Christina, is this just about liberals being upset about the way Trump speaks, or is it something more than that in your view?
I find that the defenders of Trump like to sort of talk about semantics.
Trump's main claim for the election was the mail-in ballots would lead to widespread fraud. He and his lawyers filed numerous lawsuits attempting to overturn the results, but these were largely dismissed by courts due to a lack of evidence. Here's a simple graph from MSNBC shows how many lawsuits Trump filed. None of them showed any fraud.
Can I just ask, what did Kamala Harris do? You obviously disagree with her politically. She's a Democrat, you're a Republican. Yeah. But what did she do that was worse than lighting the fuse of an insurrection?
It was the... I put it to you this way. You were worried, and we all should be worried about a deterioration in democracy. There's no question about that. I happen to feel that the policies that she represented would be just as deteriorating. By the way, why did Donald Trump do so well in 2024? Because he got a message. He was struggling going into the primaries. Ron DeSantis, if you remember, was doing very well. And then he got charged in New York with this criminal charge for this financial thing. And it gave him this message. Look what they're doing to me. I'm rich, I'm famous, I'm white. If they can do it to me, imagine what they can do to you. That's a very powerful message because that is what the Democrats were doing.
That's not
my point.
You didn't answer my question.
I am answering your question, which is that a lot of us sat back
charging Donald Trump for crimes that he clearly committed is worse than an insurrection.
So,
I mean, I'm quoting Bill Barr. Bill Barr said he committed a crime in Florida.
My point is, if you're worried about the long-term health of the democracy, you could look very critically at Kamala Harris.
Okay, let me ask you this. Last year you said the Jeffrey Epstein scandal would have no political impact at all on Trump's election chances. And you were right about that. It didn't. But it's certainly impacting his presidency. It's probably the biggest story in America right now. It's divided the MAGA base. Many conservatives are furious with him and his administration. Trump, of course, is a former close friend of Epstein's. They're furious at him for not releasing the Epstein files as he promised he would. Is it because, as Elon Musk has said, Donald Trump is in the Epstein files?
No, absolutely not. He's in the files. A lot of people in the files. This is if there was something in the files that was particularly damning about Donald Trump, the files would have been released by the Biden administration.
No, not if it was damning about Bill Clinton as well. Not if it was damning about.
Can I please just okay? If it was really damning about Donald Trump, they would have released at least that part. My guess is, and it's an educated guess, is that it's particularly damning of very important people on both sides of the political aisle, which is why Trump doesn't want to release it and why Biden didn't release it either. If it was just about Trump, it would have come out.
You were the chief of staff when Epstein apparently died by suicide in prison.
Yeah,
you were. Yeah, we checked.
So, yeah.
Trump at the time baselessly suggested that Bill Clinton might have killed him, as he does.
Baselessly? Okay.
You think Bill Clinton might have killed him? Okay. Just checking. I don't know how loyal
Is
you
Bill
are
Clinton on the list?
I mean, you were chief of staff at the time. You didn't come out and correct him, so maybe you do share that insane view.
Not my job.
That literally is your job as chief of staff.
No.
You just said earlier, the chief of staff controls information coming to Donald Trump. Who told him that Bill Clinton killed him?
It's not the job of the chief of staff to protect, to correct the president of the United States. And as between who knows the job of the chief of staff, you know a lot about a lot. You don't know a lot about.
But you just told me the definition was to protect Donald Trump. So you failed.
The job of the president of the United States is to make sure he gets good information.
And he failed because someone told him that Bill Clinton killed Jeffrey Epstein, and you didn't protect him from that.
Did they tell him?
Yeah, he retweeted a post saying that Bill Clinton could have killed him.
So again,
I mean, right. You told me that was a job description. Last thing on Epstein. You were the chief of staff. Yeah. Trump does make this claim in 2019. The DOJ now says, the Trump DOJ, it was definitely a suicide. No.
Mick Mulvaney claim, and every and most of the Trump supporter claim that Biden should have released the files. Trump supporters have tended to forget how Trump handled the pandemic to have Biden focus on cleaning the mess he made and ignoring the urgent and necessary need for lockdown. And most health experts warned of the severity of the situation. The files weren't released during Biden's administration due to the ongoing investigation, including grand jury processes and appeals, and Biden didn't run his campaign on releasing the Epstein files, so I don't know why would still blame Biden when you have your current president said he would release it and then back out, then said he would release after public pressure. Like always, Mehdi Hasan put Masterclass debate. He's always sharp and has his point ready one after one. I don't think he ever missed with U.S. politics. I may be wrong on points. Prove me wrong in the comments. Like and subscribe.